Okay, let's go.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's return to the mainland.
Let's. We are done here.
He says, adjusting his glasses as he looks out over the water.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet, but for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer.
Is this
The sea is calm.
the gang? The La Puta Madre gang with which I came in?
You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Whoa. I would really appreciate to have some bullets.
Look what the tide brought him.
So they were the death squad. Says the man without sunglasses. Suddenly his expression changes and he tilts his head.
I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that gear, but there's no doubt in my mind that some bad people are looking for it. Also, you look like a fucking idiot.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Dude! I know who this guy is. Why are you so dumb? My internal voice is that supposed to be tied to intellect. I guess it's just a running joke they created. Wait. Oh shit. You are the man with the sunglasses.
That's right. And you're some kind of murder machine.
Forget all about this. There is a giant.
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
He points at you with both hands. The armor, no one else seems to be bothered by it.
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton.
Yeah, I'm a cop in a goddamn exoskeleton.
Actually, are you? Are you still a cop? There's so much disco going on, it's hard to tell.
Vic, calm down.
Who are you people?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Wait, huh? What is he doing here?
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heidelstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Special consultant. He says, gesturing toward his companions.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
He points to the sea fort.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
He adds, suddenly regaining his confidence. Why didn't we bring the fucking guy with us? We have a murderer.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
Don't leave me with those guys. Way to feed me to the wolves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
She says warmly, flashing the lieutenant the tiniest of smiles. What is this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
No, Trant, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
He turns to you.
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Shit, kid. What an interest in Monica.
What's a shit kid?
You. Shit kid? That's you.
Despite all that you've done, the deserter, the phasmid, the case,
Despite all that I've done,
No, because of all that you've done.
all of these are so stupid. How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
But he was so nice to me. I even repaired brought a new bird, and he also had no idea that the bird was broken by me. I understand. Okay, guard told you.
And people on the street helped us too, with your whereabouts.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary local drunk.
You aren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged.
But
I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
he was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
But I knew that. Actually, I suspected something was off.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long, Harry? Don't answer that. You don't remember.
He adjusts his tie.
Absolutely no idea. 100 years? Judging by the familiarity you feel toward him, 2 years minimum? Or maybe a short but close stint on the task force.
I don't know if I should say that. So Trant Hadelstam turns out to be Special Consultant Trant Hadelstam.
Yes, I'm Trant Heilestam. I never said I wasn't Trant Heilestam.
Yeah, what's up with the kid? Where'd he get the kid?
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
Oh yeah? What was up with all the interesting story? Spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building.
So, what are you special consulting here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s. Like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on.
Duped again. No one's who they say they are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Gardener, scout leader, this. Turn to Lieutenant. Tell me at least you are not who you said you were. What?
Yes, I'm still King Kisuragi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
You are who you said you were.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
You mentioned a task force?
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory, who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume Baby.
He stares at you.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Yeah, first, who's Guillaume Baby?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Baby is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Is this Guillaume Baby blonde and with the sunglasses like you were?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G-Baby. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage. So not so much anymore.
He wags his finger at you.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing. For both of you.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
Do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
He trails off, not wishing to finish the sentence. What he was going to say? Isn't that bad? Where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal.
God damn it, Harry.
He shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye.
You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Why didn't you detect or die then? Why would you leave a literal police guard? Wait, so you let me face a squad of trained killers alone just to teach me a lesson?
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
You were there. You weren't at the fucking wedding in rags. You could have helped. I said all those things, I'm not like that anymore.
Yes. You're sorry. You're the sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. I've heard this repentance shit 1,000,000 times over.
None of this is ringing any bells.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
I wish I could lie about all that. I wish I could just pretend that I know them. But there's no option.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat standing.
Are you sure about that?
All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia. Episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, e-solar, pound, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Wait, socioeconomically? You think I'm so poor I lost my memory?
Not when you phrase it like that. But I don't think critical theory. I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched pink academia, but still, I don't think it should be off the table here.
What? He lost his memory because of capitalism?
No, not like that. I'm not talking Vrede for school here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
Drank so much I lost my memory, and slowly covering it. I think it's something to do with the pail. I wonder if there is an option like that. I made it all up. It was a fantasy, a stupid joke. I know what I am. It might have something to do with an anomaly in the church, a 2mm hole in the world. Shit. It does sound insane though. But it might be true. I am a highly experimental detective. This was a method I used to solve the case. But Kim is here. He can back me up, maybe. Something so bad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore. It was a defensive mechanism. Capitalism. Capitalism fucked me beyond all recognition. Trent is right. It might have something to do with an anomaly in the church, a 2mm hole in the world.
Corresponding to the 20cm hole in your brain. Sure. This theory has great symmetry. I see how it folds into itself neatly.
Precisely, Satellite Officer Vicmere. It's Martinez.
Crab man. I knew you would be too close-minded to understand the anomaly.
This sounds odd, but I was there.
There we go.
A church on the coast was shaking from an audiospatial anomaly. It may have been anthroponetic or perhaps related to radio waves. Either way, it was real. I've even put it in my report. You should read it. I do not, however, think it has anything to do with him drinking himself to the point of brain damage.
Oh wow, thanks game. Also, all you need to do is just walk 100 meters to the church and see it for yourself.
Thank you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Just to clarify, I do not think his other anthroponetics are a hoax. Pale produces global phenomena. It's proven. However, what has not been proven is total memory loss after drinking too much Commodore Red. Honestly, I think he's just lying to us.
But Detective Vicmere, he has blanked out before.
I have.
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
She pauses, remembering.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures toward the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
He nods, confidently.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work.
I just solved the
If not in his
case.
previous
Fuck.
leadership role, then as a line detective.
Also, I'm fucking double E-freighter anyway. How am I leading units? I'm ready to lead again.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
He looks at you, then at Trent. What now?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. Yeah. Just stand there. It's cool.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that.
I knew he would
What
say
the
that.
fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Oh yeah.
Lie. Just bide your time. Ask something, then lie.
It was stolen by Jacob. Are we? Who is that? I drove it into the ocean when I was drunk. I thought the killer would be underwater. He wasn't. The time had come to kill a sunset. Hold on, in the ocean? That's the only question.
Yes, in the ocean, under the sea. Our work vehicle, with fishing clams and other sea shit.
That wasn't me, it was stolen by traffic hooligans.
Oh well, if it wasn't you, then it's okay. You only let someone steal a 45,000 real police vehicle, drive it into the sea, and then just left it there. For the record, you pressured us into getting it. It'll be cool, Jean. We'll have wheels, rapid response. I was fine being an equestrian cop. I hope you're fine driving a bicycle.
The problem is, I think I told on every opportunity there was to talk about this motor carriage, I told people that I drove it and crashed it.
Don't answer that. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
Why would I lie that I lost it? So I don't give it up? I got my badge right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a
Oh,
grip
shit.
on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
Let it fall.
Patrol Officer Minnow picks it up and gives it back to you, slippery and cold.
He found it. It's his badge. I can confirm.
They're going to look for the gun next.
And your gun?
The man stares at you, unimpressed with the badge finding.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements. What is it with all these material objects?
I mean, I have the gun, but what will happen if I say this? If only I knew it was optional, I would go for it, but who knows, maybe like they will think I don't have it even though I hold it in my hand right now. My gun is right here.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone.
Yeah, if I say that, he might trigger. I don't think they... Do they know about the gun? I don't think I told about the gun. Yeah, that I lost it. I'm also on drugs. So what? I've had a little drink.
A little drink? You smell like a corpse. I'm downwind and I can barely breathe. You smell like shit.
I haven't drank for a long time.
Is that why you let a suspect escape? Ruby something? Because you were too fucking drunk to take her in?
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. we know.
Those fuckers, like, they didn't do anything, but they're just here to judge me. You're right, I fucked up. We walked in blind and she got away, that's on me. Or should I... Yeah.
Oh well, if you've learned your lesson. I'm not even gonna get into the 80 other suspects you failed to arrest. Or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 8 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
I got shot 2 times too. The lieutenant interrupts him.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Yes, what he said. Yeah, I guess it's... There are no loose ends in the case. I also solved the case. It solved all of it.
Detective, it's better if I do that.
He says in a lowered voice.
It's so much better if he does this. 1,000,000 times better.
Why? I want to do that.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eye and coughs. I don't like this Jean. I think he might be... Maybe he's corrupt or something, because he's super fucking mean. Beyond reason.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Kim got this, come on.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true.
What?
And he's been drinking on the job.
God damn it. Kim, why did you say that?
The man sighs deeply.
Well, I couldn't hide the fact that I lost badge and gun from Kim. But I could cut drinking. I drank like 2 times, maybe 3.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's just strange, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a true blue moralist. He recently attempted to contact a coalition warship in order to assign la responsabilité, which is commendable, but also at odds with his own behavior.
Why is it strange though, being a moralist and a sorry cop? Like, huh? I think it fits pretty well.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Some kind of anti-radiation drug he uses to induce visions. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on
Really?
the case,
That?
and he solved it.
That
We
one
have a
time?
confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also
poses-
discovered a new species.
I don't know if we should talk about that. What if they start suspecting that Kim is insane too?
A new species.
A colossal stick insect, 3 meters tall. It's on the island, camouflage as the reed. It unfolded from them. I did not, unfortunately, get a photo, but I believe it may have been the Insulindian phasmid.
Whoever is a voice actor for Kim, I think he did like a perfect job. I don't think I ever had a problem with this guy.
I know this sounds fantastic, but I'm a 4 times decorated lieutenant of the RCM. I do not make up encounters with cryptids to spice up my day. I am very, very sane.
I don't doubt you, Lieutenant. If you say it was the Insulindian phasmid, then it was the Insulindian phasmid.
Boom shakalaka.
Lieutenant, is it somehow connected to the case?
Yeah. He pays, he...
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia. He fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
It's connected. He got the items, like a scope. Scope is very much connected. The passport? Not mental state. Mental state is not really an issue here. Yeah, sure, the phasmid may have contributed to his mental state in some way over the years.
So it is connected.
Not because of that.
We could order a search. I could get people from EPIS on the island, entomologists, doctors. There must be signs of it in the reeds. If we found the Insulindian phasmid, well, that would be absolutely exceptional. The PR value alone.
There, you need to make your case now. The floor is all yours. He prepared it well.
I also started a nightclub and a drug lab in the church. Yeah, that. Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest. What is? This is related to what we are talking about, but how is that going to help me? The killer, Lilianovich Dross. We have a strong motive for him. The previous head of the Debardeurs Union was assassinated by our killer. Yeah, that's a strong one. There was also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found. I also looked into the mystery of the doomed commercial area. I couldn't escape. So basically, I'm just going to be putting everything on the table here. Also, the phasmid was a female. The reeds are its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had
The
to
nest?
see it. It had the subdued colors of a female.
What?
And the nesting behavior too, I think.
The nest? Yeah, this makes sense, but like, subdued colors of a female? You can't compare something you've seen for the first time in your life.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
It had gathered items in its nest, a helmet, a scope, and a passport.
Actually, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
Bowers are built by males of the species who can't afford colorful mating displays physically. This one was plain colored.
It could have been male, actually.
Must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs.
He trails off, lost in thought. Why do I think that? I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis. It's something that cryptozoologists said, but again, like, how do we know that?
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Observation.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
It had mandibles that looked like hair, and it was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. It's a toughie that you don't have a photo. This would look very, very flashy in the papers. None of it says vigilante murderers to me at all. Great PR.
I tried to, but I only got a blur.
Ouch.
We can still work. Cop discovers new species in there. I know a good guy in La Majeste, but only after the École Supérieure people find it. This cannot be done by French people.
It needs to be white coats and glassware for this fly. We need professionals.
He looks at the reeds.
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
Yeah, we're not going to mention the drugs. The killer, Lilian Dross, we have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. Revolutionary matronym.
A revolutionary matronym.
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trond. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
He turns to you.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed a mercenary in an act of jealousy. Yeah, kind of. It was a weird jealousy, though.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
To punish her, it was. Strange that wasn't the line for that.
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma, too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that. Way more.
It's more than that, a perfect folding mechanism like a phasmid. It's way more than that. I'll win her back with this. Uh-oh. It's my masterpiece. They'll teach this in cop school. I did all I could. Every second was a struggle. I'm still not completely satisfied with it. It could be just a little neater. It's more than that. A perfect folding mechanism, like a phasmid.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
He rolls his eyes.
God damn it. It is bad. Even you can smell it. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
The previous head of the Debardeurs Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, where Evrard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
The lieutenant lowers his voice just a little.
Understood, of course.
But a case against Everard would be big.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for political neutrality.
The consultant, too, has lowered his voice.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
There was also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
She says quietly.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
I also looked into the mystery of the Doom commercial area.
I don't know what a Doom commercial area is.
Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10, a commercial building where all businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
I confiscated, should I mention that? Drugs from Kuna's. But then they will ask me to give it to them, and I don't have it. Should I mention it?
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't.
Oh, okay.
You snorted the drug.
I know you did.
Fuck.
It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
Oh, so doing drugs is okay now. So what do you say? Wanna take this hot shit back? Point at yourself.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder.
He shrugs.
So I have to. Jude,
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
A quick nod.
Agreed. The public
But
relations
what about being a
potential of
peon
this is
for
too
La
valuable
Puta
to let
Madre?
go.
okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
But before?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Flagellant monk? Yeah, I wasn't a great gym teacher, I think. I had 1 point into physique. No way, I was a flagellant monk.
You haven't told us about that. You just told us about being a gym teacher.
That does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
How do you know that? The collection of fun sportswear I've amassed.
Some of your more old-school wording choices. Your posture, even. The constant stretches.
The raw, robust stamina output. Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
Oh god, contact Mike.
Of course. Contact Mike.
he's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
The detective shakes his head. The contact mic is a reprise of the most inspiring basic sport principle of open competition. 5001 rank outsider.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of finance and privilege?
He arches an eyebrow.
It is getting cold out.
She looks around at the dilapidated fishing village. When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
In your 20s or late 20s? You've really let yourself go since then.
You said in Coron, I was a gym teacher there.
Yes, you taught gym in Coron. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue, the worn floorboards. Coron is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
Why did I join the RCM then?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
Okay, I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
I wonder if it's actually the text running, or they just assume that everybody is running in this game. But I guess I will never find out because I'm not going to walk in this game. Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Some chick? Who?
Dora something. Dora Ingerlund. Yeah, you mentioned her name.
Wait, Dora Ingerlund?
Something like that. Half Vazan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
So we weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
When was it?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
6 years?
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Ingerlund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
No, I meant, what did she do?
She was incredibly fuckable. A beautiful bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is about to go down. It's time to go.
She turns to face the sea.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No.
No, because our suspects seem to think.
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Alright. Oh, Precinct 41. What kind of station is it?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
He tilts his head northward.
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torson and McLean.
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though, Torson and McLean.
An iconic duo, I take it.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage.
And the Sea Wing is?
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
He's anything but a loser, although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
It's cooler to be a loser. And Price is?
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance?
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
What happened? Why did we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast. Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the Union headquarters.
So I work in the bloody murder station?
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
The first meet, I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
A cryptozoologist, she lives in Jamrock. She told me about this phasmid.
Well, good luck finding her once we get there.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. I'm sure
No,
we'll
it's
find
not.
them.
It wasn't even related to them at all. All they did is just told us about that the phasmid exists. It's good that we didn't actually have to check the traps.
They should know as soon as possible, even if we didn't get a photo.
She is going to be over the moon. Watch out or she'll faint.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lenses of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I meant investigate, come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
A crooked smile quivers on his lips.
Would fit in. Am crazy enough. Can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence.
I mean, it's understaffed.
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? Juliet-no Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
The lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Recruit Detective Kitsuragi, yay! He returns her smile.
He's really considering it.
I'm ready.
Good.
She looks at you, then, Wickmeyer, I don't remember how it's pronounced.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
You close your eyes.
Oh, it's
and
really the
hear
end.
The dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nix Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Potomny Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in the office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the RCM. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minot? Of course.
What? He'll side with RCM? What's that supposed to be? So, is it from the past? They just examine the names. So, what is this about? Is it about stability? But, I don't know, others are stable enough. Or is it about, like, of course, is a strange thing to mention. Or is it about who's working in the precinct officially? And Heidelstein is outside help. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is about.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Alright. How much people can it hold? 4? I was thinking that we will get to the Union too, but I guess it's just an extra thing to mention on this trial. Well, it was a great game. Pretty good. The main thing being is the voices in your head, basically. I also like how it steps away from the usual formula. It's not really about the case, it's more about all the things around it, but it also tries to be interesting in that regard too, because it always kept me thinking about what will happen next, how it can be developed to figure out who did what, and it kept changing. Like first it was just lynching, then it was something about rape, then that turned out to be not that. Also, I don't like that our choices didn't really matter that much, I think. Because like with the with Claudia, we took her in, but in the end it didn't really matter. I don't think I got any points for that, so that would be nice. I'll have to replay with a different character to see how different it is. I suspect it won't be that much different, but that's fine. I don't expect it to be incredibly diverse and branching. Great art. I think it really fits well with the overall atmosphere. The psychedelic pieces, especially in the thought cabinets, they were pretty good. The ones on the skills too. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, I'll get to the toilets. Be right back. Peace, fag. I haven't really played much of like games that look like books or try to be like books. The other thing being sunless seas and sunless skies. Yeah, but it's one of the best for now. I wonder if you could take a picture with the Phasmid. Maybe if I just left, Kim would do it. The main critique with this game is about controls. Even though there's not much to control, or I guess not controls, UI, user interface. It's a lot of the times I just wanted to know. I wanted the lines to be marked differently so it represented what would happen after. You just have to, in the middle of the game, you have to be intuitive about it and try to figure out what will progress and what will not. You just have to always not to be sure. And it's really easy to do too, like it's just the coloring. But it would have helped so much. Also, what happened to the law girl? She like said one time that she was going to the beach. I went to the beach, I haven't found her. After the shooting, she disappeared. Also Joyce disappeared. And it seemed like it didn't really matter if we didn't say something about our state of mind. And that we lost a gun or a badge. I wonder if that's going to be different in the end, because Kim basically told on us in the end. He told that we lost the memory, we lost the gun and the badge. Yeah, that we did drugs. It eventually worked out though. Ziggy Dog. That's also a weird logo for a game company. It looks like just an ink stain. Alright, well, that was Disco Elysium. Probably around 80 hours. I read that average time was 60, so I guess it makes sense. I usually play games longer than average. So yeah, it was pretty good. It stayed pretty good for as long as it lasted. Like it was consistent. I never lost interest. pretty good story. Well, thanks for watching. I'll be going now.